Have you ever felt that you are doing everything right and yet you are not feeling fulfilled? For years, I used to think that I can think my way to fulfillment, to success. But what I ended up with was burnout, nervous system dysregulation, and IBS. For months, I had to stop working and take months off just to recover. And what I learned from this experience was this lesson that you cannot think your way into fulfillment. You also need listening. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about why we have been trained to only listen to our outer needs, which is money, success, social credibility, the lifestyle. And we have never been taught usually to listen to our inner needs. And only when we start listening to our inner needs, that is when we can experience true fulfillment. So, if you're new to this channel, my name is Debjit, and in this channel, we explore how to live a more aligned life by listening to ourselves deeply. So, what are our inner needs, and what is this outer need that I'm talking about? You see, the outer needs we have heard, almost all of us. Since childhood, we have been told usually that if we have the money, if you have the income, if you have the social credibility, if you have the lifestyle, the house, the car, if you have those things in our life, then we are going to feel fulfilled. And so many of us have worked hard towards that and have achieved that to a certain extent. And yet, so many of us are experiencing deep lack of fulfillment. Why then? From my life, what I have been realizing is because there's also an entire different dimension to us, which is our inner needs. And that there are three voices through which our inner needs speak to us. The problem is we have not been taught how to listen to our inner needs. And that is why so many of us are experiencing lack of fulfillment. So, what are our inner needs and how does it speak to us? When I think of my own journey has revealed to me that our inner world reveals to us what it needs through three different voices. And these voices are the body's voice, the heart's voice, and the soul's voice. You see, for a long time, I had been neglecting or not paying heed to the voice of my body. When I talk about the voice of your body, what I'm talking about is that intelligence which tells us what do we need to do in order to stay healthy, stay rested, and stay energized. Simple things, but many of us, we do not listen to it. Things like sleep, rest, movement, recovery, downtime. These are the communication of the body. This is the voice of the body. For me, for a long time, I neglected my sleep. I neglected rest. I neglected downtime and recovery. And I kept working and overworking. And although my body spoke to me in terms of tiredness, in terms of overwhelm, in terms of disharmony that I would experience when I would not be able to sleep properly or when I would try to rest, but my body would not be able to downshift. But I kept ignoring that voice. And later I paid the price when severe nervous system dysregulation led to IBS and I would have to take months off work, right? So are you listening to the voice of your body? So that is only one way through which our inner voice speaks to us. The other voice is the voice of our heart. The voice of the heart tells you what makes you feel alive, what makes you feel joyful and emotionally nourished. Things like art, music, reading, nature, having meaningful relationships with people, having time for just doing things for fun, having time for your hobbies. You see, we think these are trivial things, but these are so very important things. And again, this is something that I had been neglecting for a long time. And only this year I started realizing that, wow, my heart needs are unmet. And which is why I feel so deeply, deeply unfulfilled. There were things that I stopped doing that used to bring me a lot of joy and fulfillment because I got carried away by work, carried away by trying to fulfill my outer needs. So this year I started bringing about the things that I enjoy. Like I love playing the guitar and I'm trying to play the guitar more. Now that I understand that that is a real need, and that is what I want to share with you. Your heart needs are not trivial. They are a very real need of your inner world. And if you keep neglecting them and if you do not listen to them, you are not going to experience fulfillment. Just outer needs are not going to bring that. So I have started playing the guitar. I'm starting to do more art. I'm starting to read this year. I have already read 11 fictions. Harry Potter is one of my favorite, along with some science fiction that I have read. And I finally have been feeling settled. I've been feeling grounded, like I'm allowing myself something that my heart has been craving for a very long time, and I have been denying that. So I would like to ask your heart the question, what it has been yearning for that you might not have been giving to it. So that is the voice of the heart. The third voice is the voice of the soul. It tells you where your inner gifts, your unique gifts, can become a meaningful contribution to the world. And it involves sharing your gifts, serving others, the meaningful work that you can do, living your purpose, creating something that benefits the world. Now, this is one aspect of my inner world that I had actually actively worked on, because you have been seeing me sharing my gifts and my wisdom through this YouTube channel. I am an inner alignment coach. I help clients from all over the world to help people feel aligned and balanced and live a conscious life. So that part of my life was fulfilled. But what was lacking in my life was I was not listening to the voice of the heart and the voice of the body. So now that you have a little bit of clarity about what are the three inner voices and why, in order to feel true fulfillment, you have to allow yourself to listen to the three inner voices. You see, one of the biggest confusion in this journey is that we think that intelligence is just about thinking. And I think that is the problem with all intelligent people. Because what I have been discovering is that thinking is just one form of intelligence. Listening, on the other hand, is the other half of the same intelligence that can guide us. Often we keep thinking too much about things and rely on it too much that we do not listen to the deeper intelligence within us that is trying to guide us. So if we can bring a little more inner listening to the needs, to the voices of our body, heart, and soul, maybe we can experience much deeper inner fulfillment. So what if what I have shared with you has brought some clarity about this topic? Then I want to share that understanding that listening is needed is only part of the journey. The next part of the journey is to realize what are some of the ways you have been ignoring your inner voices and how you can start listening back to them. Because once you know how to start bringing listening into your life, slowly your life is going to transform. So in the next video, I'm going to share with you how you can start listening to the first inner voice of your inner world, which is the body's voice, the voice of the body, which I'm going to share in my next video. So if you are somebody who would like to listen to what I have to say about that, then do subscribe to my channel and click the bell notification so that you do not miss the video when I upload it. And if you have resonated with what I have shared here, to leave a comment. And I share much deeper reflections and inquiries into these topics related to consciousness, awareness, inner guidance, and living in alignment with your purpose in my weekly newsletter, which I share with my subscribers. So if you want to experience that, do sign up for my free newsletter. Link is in the description. There I share much more in depth about these topics. So if you have enjoyed this video, I hope you are going to enjoy some of my other videos, and I will see you again in the next one. Have yourself a wonderful day ahead. Bye-bye.